So back when I did the pumpkin beers with Amy, I brought up the idea of doing a similar thing with Oktoberfest style beers, sampling a bunch of them together and seeing how they ranked. And surprise, surprise, I went out and I got some Oktoberfest beers and I drank some of them, and they surprise, a lot of Oktoberfest beers kind of taste the same. Um, there's slight differences in them. Some of them are a little more bitter, some of them are a little more sweet, but a lot of times you just end up with an Oktoberfest beer that tastes the same. Um, the basic rundown of that is, if you find one that you really like, stick with it. I still say Sam Adams is one of my favorites. But what is very different a lot of times is pumpkin beers still. And especially what I have here is Charm City Mead Works Pumpkin. It's a mead brewed with pumpkin and spices. And this is a little bit of a departure for me because this is actually a wine. And I know that because when I went to go buy it at the Total Wine, they did not let me count that as part of my six pack, even though it's in a can. It looks like a beer, and it was on the beer shelf. I go to buy it, and the woman tells me it's a wine, so it won't count for my six pack. So I just went and bought the whole six pack I made for full price. You know, I wasn't upset about it, even though I'm making a video complaining about it and putting it on YouTube. So anyways, I'm real excited to try this out. Mead is a type of wine made from fermented honey. Um, I've had some that are a little more light. I've had some that are a little more heavy. So I'm interested to see how this one ranks. And to drink it, I actually got this little, it's called a wine stein. It's a wine glass that looks like a beer stein. Oh, it's foamy. It's foamy. But yeah, it's very light colored. I'm sure you can see. So this is probably going to be more like a white wine with some honey and some spices to it. And I can smell the pumpkin spices already. That is an interesting assortment of flavors. So despite how fizzy it is, it's actually a pretty smooth pour. Yeah, I'm not even sure. So yeah, you get a lot of those pumpkin spices. I just got a low battery warning here. Yeah, so I'm gonna wrap this up as quick as I can. You get a lot of those pumpkin spice flavors up front, some of the kind of that pumpkin squash taste. And then it gives way to that very dry, sweet white wine taste. Very dry on the end, which, what little experience I have with wines, I'm not a huge dry wine person. Um, but I mean, it's not bad. I'd be interested to see if I can find some more Charm City stuff, because I do enjoy mead. But if I'm looking for another mead, I usually like them a little thicker. There is one out on the market called Viking's Blood. It's very good. Um, but definitely I'm interested in trying more from these guys. Uh, so if you like dry wines, if you like sweet mead flavor wines, and you're interested in trying a pumpkin one, definitely worth checking this one out. For a wine, I know wines usually run a little heavier, usually around 10% or so. This guy's coming in at 6.9. So a little heavier for a beer, but much lighter for a wine. And it's really growing on me as I drink more of this. So cheers to that.